Okay, sit yourself onto your left and then come into a good cross-leg position and just have a little wriggle about. Make sure that you're sitting evenly and you've got levelness at the hips. So hold on to your knees and elevate the heart area upwards. Elevate the heart area to the ceiling and draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Just observe your energy. Observe your energy as it feels now. Observe how fluid the body feels, or how otherwise the body feels. And just spend some time filling the lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying them from the top to the bottom. Aim to breathe into both lungs evenly from the bottom to the top. And empty your lungs evenly from the top to the bottom. As you inhale, feel the chest expand upwards and outwards. And feel how the abdomen bulges outwards a little. And then as you exhale, feel how the chest relaxes and the abdomen naturally draws towards the spine. Listen to the breath. Feel your energy and just observe whether that slightly deeper breathing brings any difference into your level of energy. Maintaining that levelness at the seat bones, looking at something that doesn't move so that your eyes remain still in the sockets. Consciously release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste, press the palms together. Lengthen from your armpits into your elbows into the heels of the hands into the fingertips. And with an out breath, allow your eyes to gently close. Just continuing to observe the breath, observe the balance of the seat bones, and with an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest, forwards and down to meet the chest, feeling the back of the neck stretching, lifting the chest up to meet the chin, drawing the shoulders away from your ears to stretch out the back of the neck. Just spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. A gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence, and of peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. So physical intelligence is a little like spatial awareness of the physical body. So even though you can't see your hands if your eyes are closed, you can feel the tip of the index finger touching the tip of the thumb. You can feel the other fingers maybe either stretching away or just curling away from the palm. And so you can see the hands through the feeling of the hands. That's physical intelligence, just being conscious of the physical body without relying on the eyes to see it. Raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Hold on to your knees and elevate the heart area upwards. Driving the spine up towards the ceiling, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. And then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across. Drawing your abdomen across, and your ribs and your shoulders. Breathing in through the nose and using the out breath to intensify the turn. So this week we've spent longer in the limbering poses. We lingered in the limbering poses just to really charge up this sensation of physical intelligence, of bringing awareness into the physical body. So if your eyes are looking forwards, you probably can't see the body. Maybe you can see just in the peripheral vision, maybe the hands, maybe the knees perhaps, but you can't see the body in physical, you can't see the body with your eyes. So use the physical intelligence to know where your body is in 3 dimensions. Use the out breath to intensify the turn. Come back to the centre. Hold on to your knees, lift up into the chest. Again, drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation in through the nose. And then turn to the right. Again, relying on your physical intelligence to identify where the body is in 3 dimensions. Start from the balance of the seat bones. Have you rolled over onto your left seat bone? Just consciously do it, roll onto the left seat bone. So you bring the chest over to the left a little more. It doesn't feel good. And you can feel that you're not level because this one seat bone feels heavier than the other. And then draw the torso directly between the 2 hips. And you'll know that you're there because the imbalance becomes balanced. The seat bones almost become lighter. Come back to the centre. And then sit back on your heels. Just sit back on your heels and press the shins into the floor. Consciously press the shins into the floor and lift up into the chest. Elevate the heart area upwards and then come forwards, hinging at the hips. Hinging at the hips, spreading the fingers, spreading the palms. Keeping the seat bones down on the heels. Don't bring your head down straight away. Keep the chest lifted instead. Keep the seat bones in contact with the heels. Feel that there's connection. Keep extending your arms away. And then bring your forehead down. And then press the hands really deeply into the floor so that you sit back on your heels. If you can't sit back on your heels, then put a folded blanket or a block between the seat bones and the heel. One way of almost guaranteeing that you'll hit back onto the heels is by taking hold of the mat. So gripping the sides of the mat and then pushing back. So you only push back by consciously stretching the arms away, but holding onto the edge of the mat gives you really good traction. So what we really need to do is just hold onto the edges of the mat, push back down firmly onto the heels, and then one hand at a time release. But see if you can activate the palm into the floor in the same manner as you, with the same degree of extension as you had when you were gripping the sides of the mat. Push the palms into the floor. Turn the tailbone down to the floor. Keep the seat bones in contact with the heels. So the hands probably feel like they want to slide away a little. So push them down into the floor. Push them down so that they stay in connection with the floor. And then release your hands. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then push yourself up into seated, just sitting back on your heels. Just observe how your energy has changed already just from Adho virasana and a few spinal twists. Just feel how your energy begins to build up. So my energy feels a little low this morning, but as soon as I come out of Adho virasana, I can really feel the difference, and hopefully you can as well. There's a real shift in lightness, on internal lightness. Stay on your seat bones. I'm just going to come forwards a little bit. Stay on your seat bones and then walk your hands behind you with the hands directly underneath your shoulders, fingers pointing forwards for a little brahmari variation. So fingers pointing towards the knees and then consciously press the palms into the floor and lift from the wrists all the way up into the armpits. From the wrists all the way up into the armpits. So you might just want to stay at this stage, pressing the palms into the floor and lifting the wrists all the way up into the armpits, which makes you open the chest. If there's no problem with your back, then turn the tailbone in. Draw the tailbone towards the ceiling. Lengthen the buttock flesh towards the backs of the knees. Keep the arms straight. And if there's no problem with your back, see if you can lift the seat bones off the floor. Press the shins consciously into the ground. And if you can lengthen the chin away. Pressing the shins into the floor. Feel how the body becomes full of lightness. Pressing the shins into the floor activates the thighs. Turn the tailbone in, protects the lumbar. Draw the abdomen to the spine. Protects the lumbar. Lift the wrists up into the armpits. Opens up the chest. And then sit back down. And then just come back to the center. And again, just observe the energy that you release through the poses. So whether you began with low energy or not, it's almost undeniable the energy that these poses bring out into the physical body. Spread the fingers. Have the hands as wide apart as the mat. Have the little fingers on the edge of the mat and spread the thumbs towards each other, really deeply spreading the palms. Turn the toes under, step back a little. Know that your feet are as wide apart as the mat because you can feel the edge of the mat with your feet. with the little toe side of the foot. And then come up into dog down, keeping the palms really deeply attached to the floor. Pressing the palms into the floor. Activate the legs, tighten the kneecaps and corkscrew those legs. So the fronts of the thighs turn from the little toe side to the big toe side. The backs of the thighs broaden outwards in the opposite direction. Fronts of the shins turn inwards, the backs of the calves turn outwards, the heels start to separate. So maintain that active corkscrew action of the legs. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Corkscrewing the legs. Keep the arms straight, keep the legs straight, keep the legs corkscrewing, swing the hips forwards, come up into dog, up, keep corkscrewing those legs. Keep the crease of the elbows reaching the front of the room, push the lower ribs through the arms, but push into the heels at the same time, really deeply extending into the heels, lifting the chest up to the ceiling, chin to the ceiling if you can. And then come back up into dog down. So ironically, we go down into dog up and up into dog down. Just maintaining that corkscrew action of the legs, tightening the kneecaps, turning the legs inwards. But at the same time, lifting the fronts of the thighs up towards the tops of the legs. Okay, step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position, and then get a couple of blocks for your hands, and have the feet as wide apart as the mat. And again, know that your feet are as wide apart as the mat, because you can feel the edge of the mat with the outside edge of the feet. So look down, make sure that your toes are in line, and then have your hands on your hips. Lift from the abdomen to the diaphragm to the collarbone. Wing the elbows back. Consciously corkscrew the legs, tighten the kneecaps. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards. Keep the head lifted and then come forwards, hinging at the hips. Corkscrewing those legs, turning the fronts of the legs inwards, the backs of the legs outwards. Find the blocks. So make sure that your heels are touching the edge of the mat. Just use your physical intelligence to identify that. Corkscrew the legs from the top to the bottom. Lift from the heels up into the seat bones. Lift the seat bones away from the heels. Project deeply into the chin and the chest. Just feel where your body is today in this pose. Just feel for your balance of action. Is your left leg working evenly with your right leg? Or is there more focus on one leg than the other? Try and get the less active leg to follow the more active leg. Again, using your physical intelligence and your powers of observation, wisdom, to activate the pose. If you can go down lower, then do, but not at the expense of losing extension. Just come down incrementally. If you've got a bad back or you're worried about your back, stay at the higher lift. Just observe the physical body. Keep that balance of internal action even, and keep the corkscrew action of the legs even. Lift the seat bones, project the chin and the chest forwards. If you can reach around the backs of your heels, then do, but be really cautious if you've got problems with your back. Just listen to the body. We push the body, but we don't push it too far. We encourage the body to move into the pose, but never too far. And that's part of physical intelligence, knowing how far the body is capable of going without injury. We take that responsibility for ourselves. Bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and then come up into Tadasana. So be in Tadasana and just observe how your energy feels now. Just feel how the body has come to life, how warm the body is from the inside. Listen to the breath. Corkscrew the legs, turning the fronts of the legs inwards, the backs of the legs outwards, all the way from the hips into the heels, and lifting at the same time from the feet up into the hips. Lifting up into the spine. Lengthening the shoulders away from your ears. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump. Your feet nice and wide. So your feet are as wide apart as your wrists. Effectively, turn your left toes in, your right leg and foot all the way out. And then we corkscrew the legs, but in the opposite direction. The legs turn outwards in these sideways facing poses. So turn the leg outwards, especially this front leg. That's the really important one in that corkscrew action. And the other leg, we just firm it up. Lift up into the chest and then reach over. Reach over, find the shin. Keep the chest long, keep the torso feeling even on both sides. Turn that front leg, really turn the back leg as well, but keep that back leg really firmly within the pose. Draw the abdomen away from the floor and up to the ceiling. Draw the chest to the ceiling. Look up. So it's easy to forget the back leg. So use your physical intelligence to see the body in 3 dimensions. To feel where the body is. Reach up, come back to the center, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, and the left leg and foot all the way out. Just feel that the heel of the front leg is in line with the instep of the back leg. The heel of the front leg in line with the instep of the back leg. Have a quick look, make sure that it is. Never heel on heel. Heel on instep or heel on toes. If you've got stiff hips, bring that foot even beyond this front leg, beyond the toes of the back leg. Corkscrew those legs outwards. And then reach down, find the shin, look up. So feel the body in 3 dimensions. Feel where that back leg is. Draw the abdomen up to the ceiling. Listen to the breath. Activating that corkscrew action of the legs. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Keeping the legs firm. Keeping the kneecaps tightened. Keeping the thighs, the fronts of the thighs turning outwards. From the big toe slide to the little toe slide. And then reach back, come back to the center, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Just feel where the body is in 3 dimensions. Look forward so that the eyes can't see the body. But feel that the big toes are touching, the heels are touching. Turn the fronts of the shins inwards. Tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Corkscrewing those legs, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards. So it's just the opposite of trikonasana, trikonasana, triangle pose. Lift from the hips into the armpits, up into the chest. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Turn the palms all the way out, rotating the upper arms in the sockets. Feel that the legs are firm. Tuck the tailbone in without disturbing the legs. Pushing the legs back so that your weight is in your heels. Drawing the abdomen to the spine, drawing the lower ribs to the spine. But still allowing the abdomen to bulge with the in-breath. Draw towards the spine with the out-breath. Just listen to the breath. Stretch your arms out in front, interlock the fingers, turn the palms all the way out and turn the palms to the ceiling. Extend your arms up to the ceiling, baddangulyasana. Feel that you've got the feet firmly planted on the ground and you are lifting the shins out of the feet, lifting the kneecaps away from the shins, lifting the thigh muscles away from the knees, up into the hips. So at the same time as you've got that upward action, there's the downward corkscrew action. Lift from the hips up into the armpits, up into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms. So that there's a feeling of elongation, of an anti-gravitational lift away from the floor. Release your knees, release your arms, keep the knees tightened, swap the interlock of the fingers, turn the palms all the way out. And again, raise your arms over your head, turning the palms inwards. Lifting the arms to the ceiling, drawing the shoulders down away from your ears. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Feeling that upward action of the legs into the torso, into the arms. At the same time, that corkscrew action down into the feet. Just to ground the upward extension. And then gently release your arms. Just come back into Tadasana. Just observe the energy of the hands, the shoulders, of the physical body. So sometimes at the beginning, if the body feels a little low in energy and maybe a little reluctant, after a few poses, the body becomes alive, becomes conscious, listening to the pose that you're doing, to the asana. Okay, come down onto your knees and have your hands shoulder width apart. Really spread the palms. Press the palms into the floor as much as you can. So I want you to observe as you come up how you press the palms into the floor. Sometimes maybe you just put all of your weight onto this onto the heel of the hand, this little crescent shape. But I want you to lengthen from the heel of the hand into the center of the palm. From the center of the palm into the finger knuckles, from the knuckles into the fingertips, into the fingernails. So keep the palms pressing down firmly, step back, turn your toes under, have your feet hip width apart. So feel that you can really press the palm skin into the floor, and then as you come up, can you maintain that action in the hands? Feel how that gives you space in the armpits to really lengthen. Activate the legs, tightening the kneecaps, turning the legs in a corkscrew, turning the legs in, the fronts of the legs inwards, the backs of the legs outwards. But really concentrate on the palms of the hands, pressing them into the floor. Feel that gives you length in the arms, length in the armpits, length in the spine. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, keeping those palms pressing down firmly. Listen to the breath. Let the breath fill the lungs from the bottom to the top. Expanding the chest, expanding the abdomen. Put your out-breath into the pose. Direct your out-breath into areas of resistance. Come down onto your knees and sit back on your heels. Sit back on your heels. And then just observe your energy. Observe how, as we move through the sequence, your energy moves with the body, moves with the breath. How it wakes up the physical body. And you can send out breaths up into the front of the head to wake up the brain. So an udanic breath, pushing the breath into the sinuses. Pushing the out breath into the sinuses. Come forwards, hinging at the hips, and then press the palms into the floor like you were doing in dog down. Pressing the heel of the hand, lengthening from the heel of the hand into the palm, into the finger knuckles, into the fingers, and then stretch away. Bring your head down if you can, or put a block under your head if you can't. Aim to keep the seat bones down. That requires the palms of the hands to really create that connection. Okay, you release your hands and then just rest your arms at the sides of the body in the traditional child's pose. Okay, and then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Sit yourself back on your heels, lift up into the chest. Again, just be conscious of the energy that you have released through your asanas so far. Okay, sit on a folded blanket and stretch your legs out in front. Have a belt where you can reach it. Have some spare blocks where you can reach them as well. So just sit on the folded blanket and just make sure that your seat bones feel level on the lift. And if they don't, then just adjust. You can move the buttock flesh out to the side. So just make sure that you feel like you are sitting evenly. Roll the backs of the thighs outwards. That Tadasana action. And then lengthen the legs away. Corkscrew the legs. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards. The backs of the legs broaden outwards. From the hip into the heel. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just look forwards. Again, so maybe you can't see the physical body with your eyes. So you have to rely on your physical intelligence. So physical intelligence is the back brain. The front brain is the mental body. It is the ego, the aspirational body. So we try to switch on the back brain when we focus on our yoga. Bring the legs wide for upavistha konasana. So wide on the legs. And then again, just roll the backs of the thighs outwards so that you're right on the, roll the buttock flesh outwards so that you're right on the front edge of the seat bones. Turn the fronts of the legs consciously inwards, the backs of the legs broaden outwards. So again, this corkscrew action continues all the way down into the heels. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Really consciously rolling onto the front edge of the seat bones. Take the belt and then just hold the belt between the two hands. So have it about shoulder width apart initially. Pull really firmly on the belt. And then raise your arms up to the ceiling. Feel that the belt is almost hooked on something. And the body is lengthening down from the belt. What's happened to the legs? Have you lost the legs? Turn the fronts of the legs inwards. Turn the inner knees down to the floor. Feel the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. You can bring your arms a little bit wider apart. Gives you more access to pull on the belt. Lift from the hips into the armpits. So pulling firmly on the belt gives you space. You can go a little wider still. Just gives you more traction on the belt. More traction on the belt gives you lift in the spine. Go a little wider. Go as wide as the belt will allow. Pull on the belt. Lift up into the chest. And then maybe see if you can stretch your arms behind you. Keep pulling firmly on the belt. And then bring in the arms down to the floor. Or down to closer to the floor. Keeping the belt tight. And then walking the belt up. So it can be strong for stiff shoulders, but can be really, if you keep pulling on the belt firmly, then it gives you lots of space in the shoulders. Keep pulling on the belt firmly, reach the arms behind you till the belt touches your back, and then keep the belt really firm, and then bring the arms back. Okay, and then release. Just bring your hands to the sides, lift up into the chest. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Get a couple of blocks where you can reach them. Now this is a forward bend, and if you've got back problems, sometimes forward bends can aggravate them. So just be really cautious if you have back problems. It's better if you're not sure, to stay at this first stage and just continue to lift, or you can raise your arms over your head again. Otherwise, you can come forwards with the fingers on the tops of the blocks. Now, it's not palms of the hands, it's fingertips, because that is a lifting action. So come forwards just a little, and then just feel that the legs can maintain this forward. The front of the thigh turns inwards, the inner knee draws down towards the floor. And then just maybe stretch the blocks forwards, but keep the front chest lifted, keep the back straight as you come forwards. Keep the legs straight, keep pressing the legs down into the floor. So lengthening forwards just a little bit at a time, but all the time keeping the back straight to come forwards, never round in the back. That's when you hurt your back. Keep the legs firmly into the floor. Keep lifting the chest. If you can bring the blocks down lower if you can. And if you can reach to the floor and then bring the chest along the floor. But it doesn't really matter if you don't get anywhere near that. That's not what we're necessarily doing. We're just using this as a forward bend. Okay, and then gently come back to the center and then bring the hands back to the sides of the hips. Just listening to the breath. And then get hold of the backs of the knees and bring the feet together into baddangulyasana. Hold on to the shins. You can hold on to the big toes, but I feel even when I just sit on a blanket, that makes the distance between it. It makes the kind of distance between the arm and the chest a little shorter, and so sometimes I think it's better to hold onto the shins so that you can really lift. You can scoop the chest up to the ceiling. Keep the feet drawing outwards from the inner groin to the inner groin to the inner knee, around to the outer knee, around to the outer thigh, to the outer foot. Really working up into the chest. Rolling onto the front edge of the seat bones. Lifting the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone. Keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. And then release. Just bring the legs into swastikasana. So just normal cross legs. So stay sitting on the folded blanket and come into cross legs, swastikasana. Hold onto your knees and lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just observe the energy that you have released through your body, through your poses. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across. Drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders staying on the front edge of the seat bones, pushing the back hand into the floor so that you remain on the front edge of the seat bones. And then come back to the center. Hold on to your knees and turn to the left. Digging the back hand into the floor, rolling onto the front edge of the seat bones, turning the abdomen. And then come back to the center. Just staying in cross legs. We're just going to do a couple of rounds of brahmari, pranayama, so it's the normal inhalation and the hummed exhalation until the lungs are empty. So we'll do 5 brahmaris. And then just bringing the breath back to a normal rhythm. And then when you're ready, come down onto your back, have a folded blanket for underneath your head, and then just guide yourself down into supta, baddangulyasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart, and then rest your arms on the floor either side of the body. If there's stiffness in your hips, you can put a block underneath the backs, underneath the outsides of the thighs. Otherwise, just use the floor to realign the spine and to just rest the body into the floor. So we keep the feet firmly placed together. So there's some effort in pushing the heels together, creating compactness in the hips, but I want this to be more than anything just a gentle restorative pose. So just let the body rest into the pose. So maybe you can hear the raindrops on the roof. Just listen to the breath and just enjoy the sounds of the rain when we are warm and dry inside. I always think the sound of the rain on a tent is always really nice. Although of course it means it's raining, and as soon as you go outside of the tent, it's going to be muddy and grim. But, you know, I suppose that's Glastonbury Festival for you. But there's something cosy about being in a tent with the raindrops just dancing on the canvas. Okay, draw your knees together, pull your knees in towards your chest, just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then stretch your legs out, come up onto your elbows, make sure you're in a really good straight line right down the centre of your mat. And then just move any equipment out of the way. Let the legs fall apart, let the arms release into the floor. Just allow the body to relax into the ground. Allow the body to become heavy. Unhooking the muscles of the arms and the legs. So out of that heaviness, that perhaps you observe that lovely sensation of inner lightness. So the physical body becomes heavy, but there's a sensation of lightness irrepressibly radiating from the bones and into the muscles. Radiating from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. Presenting a feeling of well-being on the inside. And when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Bring yourself back into this pose of shavasana. And then draw your knees in towards your chest, have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then roll over onto your right side, stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just final cross legs. With your hands in Namaste, the final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Pranayamic breath that just brings our consciousness into our energy. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists and the reclining poses bring to the body and to the mind and the pranayama. And then draw your chin forwards and down to make contact with your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. As you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you feel like you've really lifted your energy and maybe you've turned reluctant energy into positive energy. So thank you very much for joining me.